she was really naughty. When I started the meditation, she stole my props. And so she's very interested in this ball, but I was going to use this as a prop. It's the world, and every day I take this world and I bring it in to my hands. Wow, she thinks it's a ball. And tell her no. And as I bring it into my hands, I allow myself to feel that I am caring for the world in maybe a very small way, but I take the time to actually be present with that global understanding. And then the other prop I have is this heart, and I hold my heart. And I encourage you, if you have anything that may be like this, it might be made out of stone or wood or any substance. One of the nuns made this for me here, Henrietta, Sister Henrietta. And as I hold the globe, in the same way I hold my heart with this tenderness, with this nurturing. Because I want my heart, my mind, my very heart, to feel welcomed, to know that I believe in me, that the confidence I have in who I am as I walk through the world as a human, with all the humanness that we have, we also have those good qualities. So our very essence, each of us, has the very essence of loving kindness, compassion, and wisdom already present. It's not like we need to get some more. We have it. And as we learn to uncover it, as we learn to bring it forward in the clarity of our mind, it becomes richer and more present, moment by moment. So this is class 7. I hope that you have been able to download these videos. The trick for me is to get into town, and last week we had quite a bit of ice, and this week now we have quite a bit of snow, but I think I'll be able to make it in, if not tomorrow, the next day, so it's Sunday here. Last class, we focused on the 4 foundations of mindfulness. You may have wondered what those have to do with forgiveness. So today, I hope to bring a little bit more clarity to that. I'm going to take a deep drink of my tea. So good. When we talked about the 4 mindfulnesses, we talked about being mindful, being present in our body, and how important that is. And there's some statistics that show just almost an unbelievable percentage, huge, over 80% of the humans that walk on this earth are very distracted from their body, but also from their mind. But we're talking first about the body. It's amazing that we all wander around, drive, walk, however we get from one place to another, with very little awareness of our body. It's almost like we're in habit energy. Our habit energy sort of propels us, but we're unaware of the sensation of our foot touching the earth, or our arms reaching through the space around us, how it feels to hold another's hand or hold your own hand in your hand, bringing your hands together, what it feels like to have a face, a neck, a torso. So I encourage you, a shower is great because as the shower reaches the different parts of our body, we can feel awakened, and we can leave that shower refreshed and carry that energy forward. All these different tricks. This week we're going to spend a little bit of time with the third mindfulness, foundation mindfulness, is the actual emotions themselves. So when we talk about emotion, we have emotion of love, we have emotion of hate, we have emotion of anger, we have the emotion of contentment. So these different emotions that we experience, it's very important that you're able to identify them. Not identify them in the sense that you are them, but being able to witness them and to call their name out. So, oh, I'm experiencing anger. Without being drug away with the anger, it almost puts a pause in the angry feeling. Oh, I am angry. And you, as you turn to look at that anger, it's like, oh, I'm not getting what I want. And it's like, as you're sort of uncovering it, it has the ability to soften the anger enough that you can, if it's not too big, and you're able to notice it rather quickly, you can soften it in a sense that you can almost let go of holding on to it and transform the energy of anger into the energy of knowing, the energy of identifying the very nature of who you are. Oh, I understand. That must not feel very good. And then sending yourself that loving kindness, being there for yourself. A lot of forgiveness is being able to step out of the habit energy of feeling the victim. We feel the victim of our emotions, but we feel the victim of others' emotions. And we have the habit energy of walking around as the victim. As we step out of that victim role, it's very vulnerable. We're used to, as crazy as that sounds, being the victim of our emotions. So what I'd like you to do is to become aware of your own emotions. We do this first in meditation. And what we do in meditation of our emotions is we bring to mind maybe an argument we've just had, or an experience we just had of anger, or the experience we've just had of grief, the experience we've just had, not make it your biggest experience, but bringing forth that emotion at the level of your heart and seeing if you can stay with it, wanting to be there for it, not allowing it to carve out who you are, but to identify it and then to be with it, to allow yourself to get to know it in a sense that this very energy that you possess can be the energy of knowing, to be content with who you are. It is best to do this in meditation, whether you meditate in the morning or whether you meditate in the evening or midday, and see if you can carve out the time purposefully to be with your emotions, present with them, letting the container, your body, hold them after you've taken the time to relax and to rejuvenate your body with your breath, being there with your emotions. I brought up just moments ago the victim role, and forgiveness is a choice. It takes time, but we start with just minuscule drops in our own mind center, our own heart center, of letting us know, telling ourselves, reminding ourselves, I believe in you. I believe in your capacity to be fully awakened, to be fully present. I believe in your love, your kindness. I believe in your compassion. I believe in you. I believe in your innate wisdom. I believe in you. Forgiveness is that energy that believes in ourselves, the confidence in ourselves, the faith turns into this belief in ourselves that we're able to take all of who we are and to believe in all of it. We're not perfect, but we have the capacity to become more and more aware. And as we recognize that capacity in ourselves, that capacity naturally recognizes it in others. When we choose to hold resentment against another, we are not saying that that might not be what was necessary, but as we start to recognize in ourselves, we begin to recognize we are just like others. And the resentment, the anger that has blocked our emotions, we recognize that all that's done is flood, keeping us away from others as it dams our energy. Stagnant energy appears in our body as headaches, heartaches, cancer. It just depends on how long you've held that energy of non-forgiveness, the energy of resentment or dislike. As we begin to break down those barriers, we do them in a way, in a pace that is slow and becomes natural. You don't have to forgive your deepest wound, but you begin forgiving. You begin forgiving the person who started the argument, recognizing that maybe they were suffering, or recognizing that you were suffering in that moment. You took the victim role. In whatever way you can start to break through that dammed up sort of energy, allowing yourself to be an energetic body in this planet at this time, and then beginning to recognize, just like me, others are also suffering. They want to be content and at ease, just like me. They are suffering from anger, from grief, from selfishness. Whatever it is, that human quality, we can recognize it also in ourselves, and we bring that together. That's all I have to say in this class. Our next class is our last class, and I will talk exclusively about forgiveness, some stories, some analogies. But just please pay attention to what is it that you dislike about your body, or that makes it hard for you to stay in your body. Introducing acceptance of your body, introducing acceptance of your own emotions, witnessing them, being there for them, and then finally accepting your emotions, naming them, understanding them, and taking ownership of the energy of them as you transform that negative energy into positive energy of knowing, of understanding. We dedicate what we have done for others. Thank you.